Hey guys, what's going on? Sorry I haven't uploaded a video in a while, but I'll be uploading more videos very soon. It's just that I didn't feel very well physically. Nothing serious, but I only upload videos when I'm feeling okay. And I was feeling a bit under the weather. Anyway, so we're gonna do something really cool today. We're gonna transplant a couple of my English oaks that I have growing in this little crate. Well, not little, this crate. It's one of those crates that people use in markets to sell vegetables and whatnot. So I have planted them here. These are from seed. They're a couple of years old. And what I want to do now is start to transplant them into smaller containers. Just because I thought at first maybe I was going to do a forest. But from nature and from what I've seen, that's not very common. Normally oak trees are, huge wide-based trees, very powerful looking trees, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get 4 of them, and in order to do that I need to transplant them to smaller containers. Anyway, so what I'm going to do right now is take this one of the largest ones, and I'm going to take it out and then start to transplant it to its container. As you can see right here, I don't know if you can see because the glare is killing me, but these are planted in clay bricks with worms castings. They've been growing very vigorously, so I think I'm going to use the same substrate. These clay bricks are really inexpensive, and where I live they are made with 100% clay, red clay, so it's very similar to the Japanese akadama. I also added a little bit of worms castings just to add that, that fungi, mycorrhizal organisms that help the tree in its development. So I'm going to do the same thing. You'll see it in a bit. So the first thing that we're going to do is cut this branch right here, because this was a sacrificial branch that I left growing, but as you can see, it grew and it grew and it grew. So I need to cut it because it's taking all of the energy that should be directed to the main trunk, and it's taking all of it to the side. Now, you might see them and think that they don't look very healthy, but in fact they look like that because they haven't fully woken up from winter's dormancy. Some of them have. So for example, we can see right here, I don't know if you can see, but yeah, me neither, but I think you can see this one right here. You can see that these are the shoots, the new shoots. So that's telling us that we need to transplant it, if we want to transplant it, right? We're supposed to do it before the start of spring. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and then I'm going to show you the containers. Okay, so here we have it. Look, it's really cool and interesting to see its development, but also we can see that there is a huge taproot that's growing directly downwards. So that we're going to have to get rid of that. As you can see, I've already gotten rid of that long branch that stem from the side, and I left a little knob there just so I can give room to a little dieback, and then I'll cut it flush once it's definitely it's 100% certain that we won't lose any more of that trunk. So I was gonna go ahead and do that on camera, take that huge root, but I'm finding it difficult trying to maneuver the cut as I'm filming, and I haven't found a really good location to do it. So what I'm going to do is take that taproot out, and also I think I'm going to take cut back on the branches just so the tree doesn't get shocked because of all the roots that we're going to be taking off. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you once it's finished. Okay, so we're inside. I've already removed that huge taproot. You You can see the cut right there. And overall, I think we can clearly see that we have a nice root structure over there, right? You can see here that we've got the container ready. One of the things that I always do is punch holes on the sides of the container just so that it has really nice drainage, just like it will be growing on a colander, in a colander. So we can see that that's something that we did there as well. And as you can see from the health of the tree, the health of the roots, you can see that English oak in particular really likes this soil. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, like I said, cut back so we can promote, back budding. And so just so we can help the tree not to suffer a shock because it lost such a huge number of roots. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Let me see. This one. Also this one right here. And yeah, I think this one too. So as you can see, it's going to be a very traditional looking tree. It's going to be a broom style, just as you would see in nature when it comes to English oaks. We can see that we have nice taper there. The roots are flaring out. And in a couple of years, this will be a stunner. This will be a very, very good looking tree. Sometimes people say, those trees, do they grow here? And it's living proof that you can grow pretty much anything, anywhere. Just if you take into consideration what the tree likes, what the tree doesn't like, and you give it a, fighting chance. We're not going to leave the roots like this exposed. Like I said, we have more substrate, we have more soil, so we're just going to add it. Another thing that I added to this soil mix is turfus. So we can see that the turfus is right there, and it's going to help us to get between those nooks and crannies so the roots are not exposed. So I'm gonna add a little bit more soil and then we'll water and we'll call this a day, okay? And we're back. You can see that it's nice and settled. Like I said, I added the turfus just so that I can get in between those big chunks of clay bricks. And I also added a bit of worm castings, right? So it can have a little, a little microorganisms to help it start it now in its new home. So the last thing that we're going to do is go ahead and water this, and we'll be able to see that it has very good drainage. Right from the start of the watering, we can see that it goes down very easily, and that is something that we should always strive for whenever we practice bonsai. Let me just take another. I'll get something real quick and then we'll continue. Okay, so we're back. The other pot was too big. It was difficult to maneuver. So I was saying that you can see that we have very good drainage using this soil. And from my experience, I can tell you that clay bricks, they hold moisture very well. So it's just like akadama, for me at least. If you have akadama available, by all means go ahead and use that. But where I live, it's super expensive and it's not readily available, so that's why I look for alternatives. This is what I found and this is what works for me. Also, a nice thing about turfus is that it holds nutrients. I'm not sure whether clay bricks hold nutrients or not. I haven't performed like a chemical analysis of them, but it's I don't know, maybe they don't. But like I said, they hold moisture, they hold their shape very well. You can see that it's a bit foaming because of the turfus, but it's okay. You just water this and you'll see that in a couple of days, with spring just around the corner, we will see that this little guy will be growing strong. So there we go. That's pretty much it. So like I said, if you want to grow something, go ahead and try it. Just remember, take into consideration the soil that it likes, the pH of the soil that it likes. Give it a nice fighting chance. Nice organic fertilizer if you can. If not, read the labels very well. And that's pretty much it. I live in the tropics. I live 30 minutes away from the beach, from a tropical beach, not like the English cold beach where these grow. No, I live in Mexico, so you can definitely grow them and enjoy them with your friends and with your family. Also, last thing, if you do end up using clay bricks, be very careful when you use them that they don't add anything else to the clay. Some companies, I've heard, they use mortar or cement, as a binding agent, so you don't want that because your pH is going to go up. It's going to be too alkaline for your soil, so you don't want that. You want 100% clay bricks. Okay. One last thing, guys. I'm going to show you a little update on the bonsai from scratch, the pine one. It's really cool because it's now pushing new growth. I'm going to go ahead and show you that, and we'll call this a day. Check it out. Looking cool, isn't it? Pushing new growth here and here. And I think you can see some roots down there. So it's definitely liking its new home. I'm gonna do another video showing this, but I already started fertilizing this. I don't know if you can see, there's a layer of dark particles on top of the soil there, of the zeolite that we use to plant this in. And that's the fertilizer. It's organic fertilizer. You can definitely use chemical fertilizer, chemical salts, mineral salts. I'm going to show you how to do it in another video, and also the organic one. But as you can see, this is doing very well. I'm going to let it grow and grow, and then we can start thinking about wiring and such. Okay, so that's it for today. If you have any comments, questions, advice, anything, just leave a line down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.